Yeah, I mean, what choice do we have, though?
Yeah.
Well, leaders in Miami are stepping in to stop scalpers from hoarding free DMV appointments and then selling them for as much as $250. I've never heard of this.
Wow.
Floridians have to get a real ID, driver's license by May 7th to board a flight. So there is a real urgency to secure an appointment in Miami. Long lines in the DMV go hand in hand. The Miami-Dade tax collector is blaming driving schools and an unidentified company for hoarding free appointments and selling them online. During a commission meeting, a proposal to make selling appointments illegal passed its first reading.
The fact that we have to have a proposal
I can't.
to make selling appointments illegal is insane.
I don't hate side hustles, but this one is no.
Listen, people
it's a
are
hard
hustlers for
yeah.
sure. Now, we want to check in with News 6's Troy Campbell. We want to turn back to weather. He has been checking out some breaking news, a brush fire. Troy, how are you?
Yeah, so right now we just stopped at Sam Sula Drive in State Road 44, and that's because if you can take a look behind me, you can see there's several flashing lights down the street and there is smoke. Now, we can also see several fire crews down the street from here and smoke billowing in the air. We're told the fire is now 80 acres. It is at 0% containment at the last update. We're told fire crews with Volusia County, New Smyrna Beach, and the Forestry Service are all out here trying to knock down the flames. Fire officials say what is making this fire difficult to contain other than the strong winds is that this fire isn't in one spot. They describe it as being in several locations. It's originated, we're told, in the area of State Road 44 and Tomoka Farms Road. And again, you can see the smoke at the end of this street, which there do appear to be some houses. And you can also see the smoke in the air billowing this way. And we did see just about a minute ago, they did bring an aircraft in here pouring down some water onto the fire. So it's unclear how long crews will be out here and how long it will take to get to containment. And obviously right now, hoping for the best for anybody who has a home down the road from here. Live in Volusia County, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Troy, and then I saw some mailboxes back there. But on your drive there, I know it took a minute to get there, did you notice any other fires along the way? And is the smell of smoke very prominent in that area?
Well, when we first got here, we went to one location, and then it did seem like there had been some burning at that area, but it wasn't burning at that moment. So then we went to the next area. So yeah, and you could definitely see it from a ways out as well. But I guess there's some vehicles coming through here right now, so they told us to get out of the way. But there's a resident right here. He's actually saying that he wants to get in there because his dogs are in there. So he's very panicked right now, speaking with officers. So it's definitely an all hands on deck rescue effort will be for his dogs, and then to try to make sure they protect all of the structures here behind me. Ginger.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I could hear some screaming and some yell, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. But now that makes perfect sense. He's concerned for his animals, and let's hope that he is able to get them out safely, because that is a dangerous situation. Troy, you be careful out there. Thank you.
And let's take a look at what's trending nationwide right now. It is illegal to bring fresh eggs, raw chicken, or live birds into the U.S. from Mexico. That's the message from Customs and Border Protection as it sees a rise in egg product seizures at the border. The agency's San Diego field office says there is a 158% increase in egg interceptions since 2024. In fact, the agency says this fiscal year, border agents have seized more avian products than fentanyl.
Okay, you know, I'm familiar with the drug mules coming over.
But not the egg mules.
Not the egg mules. I wasn't that was not on my bingo card this year, that people are bringing eggs over the border. But that just shows you how those prices have really been impacting a lot of people.
Exactly. Listen, my aunt called me the other night complaining about the price of eggs like everybody else.
Yeah, does she want to borrow some?
Yes, she does.
Well, car thefts in the U.S. fell 17% last year, the largest decline in some 40 years. The National Insurance Crime Bureau believes the hard work of law enforcement, auto theft task forces, and car makers are reasons why. Now, there are still some car thefts happening, though. The areas that saw the most were Washington, D.C., California, and New Mexico. The most commonly stolen vehicles, the Hyundai Elantra and Sonata, and the Chevy Silverado $1,500.
Well, listen, maybe there's so many car thefts because the price of cars is going up
That's the
so
only way
much.
to get one, right? Especially we're talking about with the tariffs
With the
happening
tariffs.
too. Yeah.
Yep. And for 8 years in a row, Finland got the top spot in the New World Happiness Report. Nearby nations Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, and the Netherlands rounded out the top 5. The biggest news is the U.S. reached its lowest spot since the report began 13 years ago. We're at number 24. The report considers health care, education, and social support when ranking countries.
I mean, what can you do? I'm going to take a page out of my mom's book, and she used to say, "Don't worry, be happy."
Don't worry,
What else
be
can
happy.
you do? Yeah. Well, it's Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. So let's see what's trending over there. A Florida bill aimed at helping investigators catch hit-and-run drivers may also require cars in the state to have 2 license plates. The detail is an amendment where the second plate would need to be on the front of your car. If the bill is approved and signed into law, it will take effect on July 1st.
If that becomes a rule, Florida would then join the 29 other states that mandate 2-way license plates. The debate goes back and forth between easily identifying hit-and-run vehicles and the cost of paying for 2-plate fees.
And growing up, I remember that everybody had a license plate in the front and in the back.
And can I tell you something? This is something small, but when you're ordering an Uber at the airport
Yes.
and you can't see the
Oh,
license
yeah,
plate,
yeah, yeah.
so it will help for other reasons as
These
well.
are adult problems. Okay. No, I agree 100%. And here are some of the other trending stories right now over on clickorlando.com. Little Yachty is in Central Florida, and we're not talking about the rapper. That is the name of Gatorland's global first rescue alligator in 2025. Little Yachty was found at the Mount Dora Yacht Club with a healed tail injury. He weighs 125 pounds and is believed to be 15 to 20 years old.
Let's go, Lil Yachty. And this weekend, the Florida Mission of Mercy event will provide free dental care to thousands in Daytona Beach. Over 2 days, about 2,000 patients will be treated to cleanings, fillings, root canals, and extractions. The details are at clickorlando.com.
Well, not even egg prices can escape the ingenuity of Florida man.
Why buy them from the grocery store when you can use iguana eggs instead? We're just scrambling to hear his recipe.
Hard pass. But first, it's getting more and more expensive for families to enjoy the most magical place on earth. The 4 ways you can save money when visiting Disney. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Bethune Beach, Horizon West, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Thursday evening traffic alert. We're going to see a lot of construction along the Florida Turnpike, that orange Lake County line out by 27 in Claremont. Please keep this in mind. We could see a shutdown overnight as well. You'll be detoured off and then you'll have to get back on. Again, northern portions of the Florida Turnpike. Also 417, heavy construction. Lane closures, no shutdowns, which is good, but we are seeing those shutdowns along Neptune Road for a lot of that construction out by the Parton Settlement area down in Osceola County. I'm Trooper Steve with the News 6 Traffic Alert. Drive safely, and I'll catch you in the morning.
Well, the cost for families to travel to Disney World is in the thousands. That's according to a recent study by NerdWallet.
Whew. On the low end, families can expect to spend $6,000 for a week-long stay. Jen Sullivan has ways to try and keep the cost down.
It's known as the most magical place on Earth, Disney World. Millions of people visit a year, and while it's one of the most visited places in the world, it can also be one of the most expensive. Sally French is a travel expert at NerdWallet. They recently looked at the cost of a trip to Disney and found on the low end, a 7-night trip for a family of 4 costs roughly $6,000. The high end, more than $15,000. But there are ways you can save. Another way to cut costs, visit one theme park per day. According to Disney's website, pricing varies by day, but a one-day theme park ticket can cost between $169 to $189 depending on the park. A park hopper will cost you upwards of $200 per person per day.
Okay, so she had no tips because she was speechless after the prices. We apologize about the technical issues, difficulties with that. But it's a lot of money, and families save for a lifetime. And I was just trying to do the math. So I'm from a family of 15 kids.
Oh, don't do that,
$2,835. That's just the ticket. And that's not even including my parents. But anyway, we're not going.
We're not going.
Yeah,
we're staying home.
We're staying home.
And
we're getting in the station wagon and having some ice cream. Good times. All right.
And here's a live look now over Daytona Beach. Ooh, look at that water, looking good. And it's much cheaper to go to the beach than it is to go to a theme park. But
yeah,
there
pay
are
for parking.
Yes. But there are some concerns about that water, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, you can see some of the rip currents in there. It's good to have that vantage point down where the waves aren't breaking. That's some clues because that channel of water is being taken back out and where it seems to be a little calmer than the others. And just look for some of that foam.
Very deceiving, too.
It is deceiving, right, because I'm going to go here because it's on the calmer side. That's actually where the rip current is. It's preventing the waves from breaking. We are also watching the wildfire in Volusia County. This is still south of Samsula, State Road 44. This is not rain, unfortunately. This is the radar being able to see some of the smoke that's rising and then blowing off to the east, closer to the Atlantic coast. So again, if you're seeing smoke in around Ponce Inlet, Sugar Mill Estates, and New Smyrna Beach, or even Edgewater, it's likely too far north at Edgewater. It's coming from the fires. There's multiple small fires, we're being told here, right around State Road 44. This has grown to 100 acres at last check. Still 0% contained. So we're watching this closely as the winds continue to gust to about 30, 35 miles an hour. Generated by this cold front. The wind, anyway, is generated by the cold front. Again, we're watching that pass through. It is going to remain gusty for the rest of the evening. Part of the overnight, we will gradually see the wind come down. Again, most of the rain associated with this, our storm system, our cold front that's crossing, is well off into the northeast. We just have a few stray sprinkles in the mix. What this will do for everybody, bring in the chill. Look at this. Tomorrow morning, we're back to the 40s, and we're going to keep the breeze. So we're going to have wind chill numbers, wind chill factors into the upper 30s in a lot of spots around across Central Florida, especially along to the northwest of I-4. Palm Coast will likely feel like the 30s. Same for us in Denellen, the Ocala, the Villages, and at Fort McCoy. It's going to be chilly tomorrow morning. It's going to be even colder on Sunday. For that, here's a look at your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
And it'll be colder on Saturday. We'll check that out. I'm already one day ahead of myself, thinking that the weekend starts tomorrow. Maybe for some of you it has with spring break. Back to the upper 60s and lower 70s. Tons of sunshine tomorrow. So after the cold start, it's going to feel nice in the sun, and that breeze is gradually going to work its way back down again. You see it right here. When you wake up tomorrow, we'll still have wind gusts 15 to 20 miles an hour, and we will gradually watch that to go back down to a much more reasonable number, much more comfortable by the evening, but it will be chilly. And it's all because of this big chunk of high pressure that is currently building along the North Gulf Coast. Here is our front by tomorrow afternoon. This is 4 o'clock on Friday. All the rain, what little there was, is going to be out into the Atlantic. The front itself out that way as well. Watch what happens. This big blue H, high pressure, is going to come in and it's going to plop itself right down over the state of Florida. This is going to do a couple of things. That is the main reason why our winds are going to back off a little bit tomorrow. And with those clear skies, with the calm winds, that's going to allow the temperatures to drop very, very quickly tomorrow night into Saturday morning. And this is what we're going to wake up to, 30s and 40s. Now, the wind is going to be much, much lighter on Saturday. But from a temperature perspective, it is going to be a little colder. Start your weekend like that. 78 degrees, though. We're going to rebound on Saturday. Then we're back to the middle 80s under mainly clear sky to start. A few extra clouds into the afternoon. Our next system comes through Monday into Tuesday. Rain chances at this point look limited at best, guys.
Jonathan, all week I have been waiting for this weekend because of the weather.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it. We'll take it.
Thank you for yours.
We will indeed. Thank you, Jonathan. And one middle schooler from Florida is bringing home the bacon. An electrical issue led to his family's home being burned down.
Yeah, the home was a complete loss, but Misty Webb shows us that middle school student will help his family rebuild thanks to one special hog.
A 12-year-old boy is turning his hard work into hope for his family. The Future Farmers of America participant from Trenton Middle High School, Cash Owens, decided to donate all of the proceeds from his hog sale to support his family following a house fire on March 1st caused by an electrical issue.
It makes me feel good that I can benefit my family and not just sit down and I just want to help.
Owens was home alone when he realized the house was on fire and called 911. The house was a complete loss. He says they are slowly recovering.
It's rough and all, but we have each other, so it's better.
His mother is a single parent of 3 in need of all the support she can get, so he used his hobby to step up and help his family.
If you desire to bid a little bit more on what Cash did to help him donate to his family, you can do that now.
Owens raised more than $6,000.
It's crazy.
Owens' hog Babe weighs 245 pounds, and they sold her for more than $25 per pound. With Babe, Owens won first in his class and third in his division. This was his first project. He says when he first got Babe, she was small, so the process of making her gain weight wasn't easy.
It was a little stressful throughout, but we had a lot of help.
Oh, I love that he is going to help his family possibly rebuild their house, but Babe was plump.
I know. What a sweet story. What
Really
a
is.
sweet young man.
Yeah.
He has a single mom trying to help her out. Just amazing.
Yeah, she raised him right.
She did. We're hitting the road to Oviedo. If you live or work in that community, let us know what makes it so special. Or if you have any concerns that you want us to look into, let us know that too. Head to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad to share your story.
Coming up tomorrow, a special event aimed at getting results in ending veteran homelessness.
Yeah, the Stand Down event aimed at giving those who served our country a permanent place to stay.
Plus, we'll have a check on your weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
We'll see you for News 6 Mornings starting at 5.
Well, as we all deal with high egg prices, a Florida man turns iguana eggs into breakfast.
Okay, this is not sounding good, but I'm going to go with you on it, Ginger, okay? Ryan Arbogast found out the hunter is taking on the invasive species one egg scramble at a time.
From bullet
You're this guy.
to brunch.
These are fabulous.
It's the most Florida meal you will ever see.
This is the Johnson recipe special.
49 eggs.
It's all yolk.
Oh.
So what you're going to do here is actually we're going to cut open this sack that is, and we kind of squeeze it like toothpaste.
Plus the fixins.
We're going to have ham, we're going to have peppers, we're going to have onions, we're going to have all these things because that's how I cook my regular eggs.
Ready for the grill. If you had to name this recipe, what are we calling it?
I don't know, Marco Scramble. Well, it got to be the Iguana Scramble.
In just a few minutes,
This is coming along nicely.
we're ready for a plate.
Would you like any pepper or salt? Are you good with that?
Choice.
Chef's choice.
And a taste test.
Cheers. Bon appetit.
It doesn't taste like anything. Just tastes like a regular omelet. A meal you'll find nowhere else.
This is life on Florida, okay? And, you know, there's a thing called the Florida man. This touches the edges of the Florida man.
That might be different, but could save you a buck and the environment. Tastes like eggs. I can't believe it, but it tastes like eggs.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot cheaper, too.
A lot cheaper, okay? This is great. You know, and these are local, so there's no tariffs.
I don't trust him.
And so, first of all, did the iguana have to die? It's an invasive species. I think they killed it to get the eggs.
Yes.
49 eggs for that. And I don't know. I'm not going to eat it.
You know what? Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll see you back here
Bars and
again
tone.
tonight at 11 o'clock. That looked awful. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Take care.
It's estimated that up to 5% of Americans experience AFib, and that number is on the rise. Joining us now to discuss trends and treatments is Dr. Mohammed El Shazli from the Orlando Health Heart and Vascular Institute. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so the technical name is atrial fibrillation. We call it AFib for short. What exactly is it, and why is it such a big health risk?
Yep, so atrial fibrillation, as you mentioned, is one of the most common arrhythmias around the world right now. Basically what happens is the left upper chamber of the heart, known as the left atrium, instead of contracting regularly, what it does is it kind of quivers and goes into this chaotic rhythm. And when that happens, it can make your heart speed up. So you can get heart rates in the 130s, 140s. Patients can start feeling short of breath, can have chest pain, can feel dizzy, etc. And then also what happens with it is because of this chaotic rhythm, small blood clots can form and these can cause strokes.
There's something called catheter ablation that you specialize in. It's highly effective. It's a common solution. Where does the catheter go? What gets ablated? How does this work?
Of course. Now, catheter ablation is usually an outpatient procedure, so patients would come in and go home on the same day. So here, this is a picture before we do the ablation, and you can see here areas that are pink are healthy tissue, areas that are red, here are the pulmonary veins, and around them, these greenish, reddish areas, these are areas of potentially where the AFib comes from.
Okay, so maybe broken blood vessels, things
Correct,
like that
correct.
inside the heart?
There are actually cells inside the heart that kind of trigger those AFib episodes. We basically put some IVs in their groins, and through these IVs, they go in the veins. We pass catheters up to the heart. We go to the left atrium, which I mentioned where the AFib comes from, and then we go to the pulmonary veins. There are 4 in almost every patient, and around them are sleeves of cells which produce the AFib. So our job is to go in there, go to those veins, and deliver energy that kills the cells that produces AFib.
Okay.
So our job in every patient with AFib ablation is to go in and deliver some form of energy. That can be done with radiofrequency, which is burning, cryo-freezing, which is freezing, and then there's a newer form called pulse field ablation, PFA for short. So you can see here, this is a 3D anatomical map after we've completed the ablation, and all this extra red are areas that, we've been able to ablate.
This is a healthy looking heart now, and this patient doesn't have AFib anymore?
This patient doesn't have AFib anymore.
Okay. Is this permanent, or can it come back?
It can come back, of course. So we usually quote a success rate of about 70 to 80% with AFib ablation. So there's still 20 to 30% of patients might need another ablation in the future, but this could be after 5 years, could be after 10 years, and again, the vast majority might not need it at all.
It's another reason to choose well with Orlando Health. If you would like more information, you can visit orlandohealth.com/heart.